14-year-old chess grandmaster Yagiz Kann Erdogmus absolutely dominated his first round of the FIDE Chess World Cup. Now, before we look at this game, one thing to note is there's an almost 700 rating point difference between these two, and that's what normally happens in the World Cup's earlier rounds. The top guys play the bottom guys. In the Football World Cup, Argentina played Saudi Arabia in their first game and lost. And then they went on to win the World Cup. So who knows? Maybe this guy from Libya can go on and win the Chess World Cup. Who knows? But anyway, let's look straight at the game. And this game was 99.2% accuracy. Two brilliant moves. Considering there was only 17 moves in this game, that is quite an impressive feat. So the game started with pawn to e4, and we saw pawn to e6. This is the French defense. Pawn to d4 now, and the main line of the French. And white here went for the exchange variation and then put his bishop on d3. And here Yagiz Khan played knight to c6, which is a very, very unusual move, because normally in the French defense you want to be moving the c pawn either to c6 or to c5 to put pressure on the center or to defend your center. Now, playing knight to c6, the engine says this is a book move, but it's very, very rare to see, and that's what I love. You know, black just gets his opponent out of theory straight away. White plays c3, which is a normal move, defending the pawn. And here we see bishop to d6. So that once again looks like a very natural developing move. And white plays h3, which I'm not really a fan of this move. It's a bit too slow, a bit too cautious. You can't be playing moves like that when your king is still in the center. And we're going to see how that comes to bite white later on in the game. So, knight to e7. This knight is heading towards g6 and potentially h4 or f4. So, queen to f3. Once again, I'm not really a fan of this move from white. I would much prefer the move knight to f3 and castle. And I don't really see the point of queen to f3 as well. Like, what exactly is the queen doing on this square? Well, I have no idea, to be honest. So, here black castles. We see knight to e2. Finally, a move that is preparing castle. And here we see knight to g6. And once again, white plays a weird move, h4. But now I do kind of understand this one, because black right now is threatening to play knight to h4. And then wherever the queen moves, the pawn on g2 will be hanging. So that's the reason h4 is played. But probably a way safer way to do this would be to just castle, for instance, and then after knight h4, I guess your queen is kind of getting a little bit trapped. So this move I do understand, but there's got to be a better way, maybe g3, to prevent the knight from going to h4. So h4 is played. We see rook to e8, and now we see g3. So the idea behind g3 from white, well, clearly he wants to castle. But if he castled there, then the pawn on h4 would just be hanging. So g3, and it's time for brilliant move number 1. I would encourage you guys to pause the video and try and find this one. And for those who just want to enjoy the show, the move is knight to e5. Now, I do have one confession. In the game, Yagiz Khan moved this knight. But this was not given as a brilliant move on chess.com. So I switched them around. But after takes, we have the exact same position anyway. So no need to worry about that. And this is a very interesting position. So black is attacking the bishop and the queen. So white has to move the queen here. And there's two options. So in the game, white played queen takes d5. But what would happen if white played queen to e3, for example? Well, now black would play this beautiful move, bishop to c5. This bishop firstly cannot be taken because knight takes d3 check will win. The queen cannot go here either because there's a fork, and the queen cannot stop guarding the bishop. And now if the knight blocks, now this bishop can just be taken, and the queen cannot take back anymore because of the pin. And yeah, next move, white is just going to lose their queen. So white cannot go for this move, queen to e3, and they went for this one, queen takes d5. Now Yagiz plays bishop to e6, putting pressure on the queen. Once again, the queen cannot stop guarding the bishop, else the bishop will just be taken. So the queen goes to e4, which is threatening h7 as well. So how does black stop this and attack at the same time? Very beautiful move. Pawn to f5. Now the queen goes to e3, and bishop c5 does not work in this position, because even though the same variations still follow as last time, white would have the move queen takes e5 in this position. And although this is still good for black, it's not as good as what was played in the game, which was this great move, bishop to d5, targeting the rook and also threatening knight to f3 check. So for instance, if white moves the rook, there will just be knight f3 check, and white will lose their queen. And same thing if they castle. So white saw this and played the move king to f1, just hoping that there's no check after this. But unfortunately, this just blundered a rook, or not really blundered, because there's nothing that white could have done anyway. Now we saw bishop takes f5, and brilliant move number 2, bishop to c5. Everybody saw this coming, let's be honest. But what is the idea this time? Well, it was made pretty apparent. This bishop cannot be taken, and this queen has to guard this square, which didn't happen in the game. In the game, we saw queen to g5, which just blundered a checkmate in 1. But even if, for instance, the queen decided to go to, let's say, either d2, yeah, the queen can't go to d3 because of the knight. So let's say the queen decided to go here, then we would have just seen the move knight to f3, attacking the queen. And if the queen takes on d8, rook takes d8, once again threatening a checkmate. So white can't really stop this, to be honest. Like, what do they play here? The computer recommends just straight up sacrificing a knight, and then this is still bad because you're just gonna take the pawn on f2. So a crazy game, and definitely Yagiz Kann Erdogmus, 14-year-old Grandmaster, is one to look out for in this tournament. And if you guys enjoyed that video, smash the like button. I don't think you guys realize how much hitting the like button boosts the YouTube algorithm. Also, leave a comment, tell me how your day is, leave a random emoji, anything. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.